Hello, hello, hello. What a day it is, hey people? Craziness, craziness. Well, I'm going to start by just saying my thoughts, condolences, let the watch this to Charlie Kirk's family. Uh, he was a believer, now with Jesus, but his family, two young daughters, I think, kids anyways, and his wife, no longer with him. All because of some moron. Anyways, let me share this out. Let's try and get into something a little better, a little bit more positive. Okay, so send out, let people know I'm here. Okay, so let's see. It is, around here. Okay, so let's, uh, great. Good here. There we go. Okay, so I don't know what I'm thinking. Really. Oh, yo, what did I miss? Nothing. Well, said about my condolences for Charlie Kirk's family. You wanna come on, Alpha? Do some drawing, more drawing? Hopefully you've been able to hear me. Uh, okay, I'll be in the on air. Uh, there, hopefully. Let me get ready and I'll be in Discord in a few minutes. Okay, hopefully I'll hear you and we were just about to shade some trees, you know. I was hoping that would be behind those. You know what? Let's make it easier by grabbing. Oh, is that one? Yes. Grab that. If I don't respond to you in Discord and you're saying something to me, Alpha, just type something in the chat so we know you're there. I'm not there yet. I'm just making sure I have a drink. I don't tip, and I don't have to take a fizz during the stream. Yeah, no problem. I was just saying for when you do get there, what I said. Okay. Okay, so I think that one is good. Uh, Guess we're gonna come down to panel 5 because there's so much I gotta do in all these panels. Like I gotta create more of a background for here. Actually, I gotta redo his cape here. Dum da dum 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 bum 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 bum. Skinamarink dinky dink, skinamarink doo. He loves you in the morning and in the afternoon. Life is crazy. Let's put that down a little. Up here. Great. I didn't know that was a Canadian show. What? Skidamarinky dinky dink, skidamarinky doo. I'm not sure whether it was Canadian, but it was in Canada. They have lots of shows that they show in the States here, you know. I look at this back of this car and I see the face all the time, you know, the visor right there, the buck teeth, this little handle here or whatever it is as a nose. I don't know what the taillights could be. They could be eyes too. stereotypical Canadian accent. Oh yeah, you know. Is that what you're talking about, eh? Yeah, just thinking all Canadians talk like this would be thinking all Americans talk like, oh yeah, where are you? Or Texan, or have that southern drawl. Y'all, y'all come back now, you hear? Okay, you're going to think Canadian, you're going to think Canadians doing that? I have no idea what you meant by that. Treetops. You're going to make Canadians angry doing that voice. What? This voice? What voice? What voice, you know? Good eye, eh? Nah, not that voice, you blundering bully. Take off, eh? You know what, eh? We need to get done, eh? I can't even keep a Canadian accent. Or a stereotypical Canadian accent, anyways. There we go. There we go. Oh, yeah. go. Hey, Alpha. I mean, Outcast. How are you? So pretty crappy news today, eh? About Charlie Kirk. Yeah, I left a post on my tools channel. Oh wow. Oh, I enjoyed watching his content. I thought there for a while that he was actually going to survive because I was seeing a bunch of posts for a while that he was stable and in critical condition, but so it was good to hear that he was stable, but then of course. I wonder what Chris is going to have to say about it later. Well, on some positive news, it's a shame you have some people making fun of the situation. Yeah, those are the type of people that I don't know how to say it nicely. They don't. They talk about Trump being evil. Those are the evil people. Somebody is shot and killed like that just because he wants to have a conversation. He disagrees with you. Yeah, you can only poke the bear for so long. Yeah, I wonder what the ultimate response, like for the powers that be, is going to be to this in some ways. Okay, I'm thinking right here is still part of the house. Yeah, currently. Yeah. Well, it's out of control in certain areas, that's for sure. And I think it's mainly areas that are run by the D's, the demos.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Oh.
In my native land, we say howdy.
Howdy. Hold on, I can't hear you. I gotta plug this into there.
All right.
Okay, so let's see. How do we get it so we're both seeing? No. Cancel. There we go. Window capture. Discord. There we go. People who can see you, and I think they can hear you if you talk.
I do talk sometimes.
Sometimes over a rainbow. Mike's in. Hey, Rick, dropping in to like and share and say hi. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, that actually makes it look mean.
Pardon?
Oh, I tried to draw his bangs in on his hair on the small one, but it just looks like it looked like a big angry face. So I guess I don't know. I'll put a shadow here. There.
So me and Outcast were just talking a little bit about the events of the day.
Huh? I couldn't hear that.
I said me and Outcast were just talking a little bit about the events of the day.
Outcast. Oh, he's usually in the chat, right?
Yeah, well, he was talking from the chat. I was talking from here. Yeah, Outcast Comics.
Oh, okay. Yeah, does he Outcast, do you show up on this show sometimes?
No, he doesn't. He's not. Well, he's usually in the chat. I don't think he's been on the panel before, or maybe once or twice at most.
Okay.
So no, I just more mean we're talking because I said something. He'd type in the chat,
Oh, he's a regular.
Yeah.
Regular customer.
I'm just half wondering what it's going to mean for the States.
What?
Oh, did you not hear? Charlie Kirk got killed.
Oh, yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, but and then there was that girl a couple days ago that got killed on the subway by a black guy.
Well, people die every day in America.
Oh, yeah, but I'm not sure whether you've seen the clip on Twitter or not, and I'm not going to show it, but
Oh.
two brutal
I think
two brutal deaths in like less than a week.
Oh. Well, I think there was a mass shooting today too. So
Oh wow!
unless the one they were talking about was the Charlie Kirk thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Busy
okay,
news
so-
day, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I just got done with Chinese food, so
Okay says no. I've never been on panel. Well, just so you know, you're more than welcome anytime, Outcast, if you want.
yeah, I don't like political violence. I don't like violence at all.
Oh yeah. Me neither. Not really. Like I like
Well,
my.
what
the
I
only
mean by
place
that is like,
I like my violence in the video games. That's it.
yeah,
In my movies.
and and there I just call it action. That's what Kermit the Frog said.
Oh, also, in my comic books, I don't mind my violence in my comic books either.
Sorry, my headphones kind of did something. Can you repeat that? I didn't.
Oh, I said I don't
hear it.
mind my violence in my comic books either.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But yeah, the reason I brought up Kermit the Frog is he was doing an interview and they said, so the Muppets have a lot of action, I mean a lot of violence in your show. How do you address that? And he's like, well, we address violence by calling it action.
Yeah.
That was back when Jim Henson actually did the interviews, played Kermit every time he was somewhere.
Kermit the Frog of Sesame Street News.
Uh-huh. But I don't know about. I don't know if it's gonna have any impact on anything. They'll just
Yeah.
mention it, and then the other side will say January 6th. That's what they always do. Anytime something happens, they just say, "Well, January 6th. Well, January 6th. Insurrection, insurrection." That's just the way it is. That's politics.
Yeah. Although, in my opinion, this is way worse than January 6th.
How dare you say that? That was a threat to our democracy.
A good thing I'm Canadian.
Well, Canadians were a threat to our democracy too. They burned down the White House.
No, we burned down the Pink House. Then it became the White House.
You know what? You did us a favor. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ugh. Pink House. Ugh. Just thinking about it. Pink House. Didn't even realize that. Unless I forgot. That's like one of those trivias of history that, you know.
Or that's what I've been told anyways. Haven't done any real good research on it to know whether it was pink beforehand or not. That's what somebody told me.
Yeah. Maybe one of the French Canadian fashion designers saw it. And they were like, "Ugh, sacre bleu! This is the most hideous thing I've ever seen! Destroy it now!" Ugh.
I don't think they were quite like that way back then. Eh, mon ami?
Well, I don't know Quebecer accent. I just went straight
Hold
French.
up. I don't know. That wasn't a Quebec accent either. That was just Cajun. Or more Cajun.
Well, they have this. It's interesting because they do have the same origin, kinda.
Yeah.
The French just got pushed super north and super south.
Joshua was saying, Canadian propaganda. It was always white. It wasn't white when we burned it down. Then it was black. All that soot and all that.
Oh snap! He went there. Hey, does Canadian Shield have like a ponytail or a mullet in the back, or just the mohawk?
Just the mohawk.
Oh, okay. Just want to know if I can make him a little stylish. But yeah, he's a pretty conservative guy. Sorry, I usually don't talk politics because, you know,
Yeah.
I don't I don't like arguing stuff.
Yeah, I'm not. As far as I'm concerned, everybody has a right to their opinion. You know, I'm not going to get up at anybody's face and mad and whatever. You know, well, not usually. I have a friend that we used to discuss things like this all the time. But
Oh. Yeah, it's divisive stuff, so I have this whole time I've just been making fun of it and downplaying stuff, you know.
yeah, I get you.
At least that's why I'm talking this way, you know. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just trying to make light of things. I know a guy's dead, but you know, that let's just I'm more, you know, that's sad that you know, someone loses a husband and kids lose a father and parents lose a son, and
yeah, if his parents are still alive or whatever, but
yeah. And that's, you know, that's horrible. But, you know, we shouldn't blame, you know, half of the country for what one person did.
Yeah. Joshua is saying to me, "How dare you?"
And yeah, I'll just leave it like that. Leave it at that.
Yeah. I brought it up more just for something to talk about, and because, you know, instead of just leaving dead air.
It's the news. Yeah.
And,
but I don't
you
know,
somewhat on everybody's mind, and most people that are here come to my chat aren't going to be idiots about it.
Well, you know, I can't say, you know, I'm not calling anyone idiots, but, you know, I have a lot of, you know, friends and stuff, and, you know, everyone has a different point of view, so I just try to be respectful to everybody's, you know, either that or I just try to be irrelevant and disrespectful to everybody's nonchalant jokes. But, yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Because I don't need someone who's a fan of Hyper Dragon Ball Z or something else I worked on showing up and it's like, "Oh, he's here." And it's like, "Hey, why is he saying all this stuff?" So I just stay in my lane, you know. I voice act, I animate, and I draw comics.
Yeah,
sometimes I tell bad jokes.
Yeah, I get you. You gotta watch out that, you know, what you say doesn't affect your livelihood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can.
Unless
It's easy to get ostracized by people,
it's
especially
like,
with politics.
unless it's super important, and the only thing super important like that is Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only thing worth getting ostracized about.
Pretty
Over.
much. What does Canadian Shield hold on his back when he's in a civilian? Like,
It's
he has like a strap that attaches to something like an arrow case, or that's what it looks like. But
yeah,
don't know.
that's sort of what it is, but way bigger.
Right?
You know,
What is it?
Well, it is supposed to be sort of, like I said, almost like a quiver, but a little bit bigger. I used to have a good picture of it, but unfortunately I don't. So, just imagine a way big quiver, so he can just put, whatever in it that he needs, wants to carry with him. So it ends up acting sort of like what we might consider a backpack.
Okay, I just need to make sure.
Yeah. Was it you that I gave some pictures of it before?
Of the quiver?
Yeah.
I have pictures of Canadian Shield design and stuff.
Drive. Doo-doo-doo. Alpha Proto. Ashcan. Okay, I didn't put them in here. Maybe I don't have them anymore. I'm not sure. Let me check my hard drive. Cross comics. Comics. Thought somebody had asked me about this stuff before, and I.
Was it one of the artists for 1, 2, and 3?
It could have been easy enough. Well, I was the artist for 1. Well, me and John. Well, I thought I had grabbed some stuff, but maybe it was for somebody else. It's probably on my other hard drive too, so I thought I had done it more recently, but maybe not. You haven't really seen his quote-unquote quiver since the first one. And I'll just imagine it. But what if he draws it wrong and you make him correct it?
Well, it's a really small shot, so hopefully no one notices. I left a lot of space for writing. I forgot what it said.
Yeah. And well, I think I told you before, don't worry too much about what needs to be written. I will worry about that with this shot and all that.
Okay.
I figure that's my burden to bear. Just make the art look good is your burden to bear.
Yeah, pretty much. Wait, well, and keeping the schedule.
Yeah.
Actually, that's more detailed than I thought. I just need a smaller brush, but will it show up? Is this going to be printed as a full size later?
No, it's going to be ash can size, so 5.5 by 8. Or is
Right,
it?
but when you do the like compile, you know, the other ones and stuff, is it going to be comic size?
Oh, eventually, like when I put them with the other ash cans and put them all together, eventually that way it's going to be full size, but that's a little bit down the road. I'm not
Okay.
sure how far down the road.
Well, I guess I'll make it look a little better for the small stuff too then. Because it's going to be blown up a little more.
Yeah. Well, that's the crazy thing too is if after it's done, if you want to go back and make things look a little better, you can do that too before I color it.
Right.
Do touch-ups or whatever before it gets made into a big comic. Not a big comic, but you get what I mean.
Fair size comic.
Normal size. But he has to make sure there's enough room for the words. Actually, I don't think he has to. It's my job to figure out, once he puts the art in there, where can I put the balloons or the caption boxes where it'll make most sense.
Yeah, but I'm trying to give you enough space.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just...
For it won't cover up the people.
Yeah. Oh, I get that. I wouldn't let that happen. I wouldn't let you cover up the people.
They'll get cold. All right, I've got to see if I have any reference of people sitting Indian style. From the side view.
Yeah, I figure since I'm the letterer and the editor, and well, a editor, me and well, Metal are both the editors. I'm the editor in chief. He's the editor. Think that's how that would work?
I'm not sure. Well, you're the writer. I mean, you can't really edit yourself.
Well, actually, I'm part writer for this one, but I just more mean by I get final say of what the look of everything is, of the book. I have no idea of cast. Sometimes he's around, sometimes he's not. he was asking whether Fitzchozo was going to be joining the panel.
Oh, because I didn't know what you were talking about. I was gonna say, oh, is he in the room with us right now? Who is this man you speak of? Is he in the room right now? All these references. And no one. Okay, I guess I can just, if I fake it, I don't think anybody's gonna notice.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, there we go. Okay, I found a reference.
Or
Wow,
did
it was
he
like
get-
right before I stopped.
he
Well, it's
said-
just people sitting down. Oh, what? Sorry.
Outcast says, or did he get everything cleared up? I'm not sure what you mean. Did he get everything cleared up?
There's his leg and there's his knee. I guess it's
Leg and shoulders,
something.
knees and toes.
Actually, I kind of wish when I was a kid they used like the medical terms for I could know them earlier. Like cranium, clavicle, femurs, and phalanges. I don't know.
Oh, his confusion with Toxico. No, I don't think
Oh.
that is cleared up for him. I think he's always going to be a little confused on Toxico.
Well, that's okay. You can explain it when he shows up in the next time he shows up.
Yeah.
He can have a monologue where he's crying or angry at somebody. I lost everything. You know, one of those things. Now I'm going to make you lose everything. The world has to feel my pain. Everything you say to me sends me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break.
You know, I was just trying to have a villain, you know, like, not every time you write a thing, you're going to be able to get a, whatchamacallit?
Making up muscles. A backstory?
Yeah, be able to put a backstory in, you know?
Oh, sure you can. You just use thought bubbles. You see his thoughts, then he doesn't have to actually say it.
Yeah. Although in the movie script that I've written, you get his backstory.
Mm-hmm. Just inner monologue. That works too.
No, well, I wrote what I consider the movie script for Canadian Shield 1. And I go into his backstory there because I have time.
Well, it's pages, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I combine Canadian Shield 1 and 2 and then add in stuff.
Oh.
For the movie
Well,
script.
in movies, how many pages is a movie script?
Well, I don't think it's done quite as a regular movie script. But let's see, how many pages did it end up? I forget how much it was in like Publisher or whatever, or Word, but let's see, Docs. I put it up on docs. Let's see. In docs, the way that I've got it, it is 42 pages.
Oh, that's not enough. Need more.
Yeah, well, I probably did it. Well, I know I've done it improperly for the whatchamacallit, a regular movie script. So if I actually put it in regular movie script format, it might be longer.
Yeah, movie scripts have like, scene interior, scene exterior, time of day, a bunch of descriptive stuff. Then the dialogue. But the rule is for every page, it's 1 minute of film.
Like I have no idea how to do a movie script entirely properly, if you will.
What? That's what film class is for.
I never
Or
went to
YouTube
film.
videos. What? Am I the only one who went to film class?
Yeah, you can read it at your leisure, but I just sent you a link to be able to view the movie script.
Oh, cool. Is it for the modern audience, the modern audience?
Yeah. I'd say no.
What? You have to consider the modern audience. How many disabled people do you have in your script?
Zero.
What? How? That's very ableist of you, Mr. Cross Comics. People need to see themselves represented. I'll help you out. I'll be your chief diversity officer. First thing you got to do is get rid of this big, muscular native man. He's intimidating, full of toxic masculinity right there. You need a feminine woman. She's the Canadian shield to shield you from the oppression of the man, these masculine men. Ew. She's gonna, make people check their privilege. Bring peace. She's gonna shield them from all the pain of this world with socialism.
Yeah, let's see. Canadian Shield movie. Written by Rick Piper. Scene 1. Fade in. External. Outside a medium-sized church on the outskirts of Hamilton, Ontario in the early 1800s. Early evening in mid-fall.
That's cool. That's very descriptive.
Then we see an exceptionally tall man that is 8 feet tall in height, of native coloring as well as well muscled, and he is dressed in what would best be described as fur shorts and a loincloth, from which tassels hang from at the bottom. Upon his feet are Indian-made boots from the hide of some animal he had hunted and killed for food. There are tassels that hang from the upper rim of the boots, from the ankle, and on the outer sides of the boots. He has some sort of Indian bracelets on his wrists and leather bands. His biceps and a beaded leather band should be on his biceps, I believe, and a beaded necklace on his neck. His head is shaved, except for a 2-inch high by 2 inches wide mohawk. This man's name is Man Like Cougar. He is several feet in front of a set of church doors that are hinged towards the outer walls, with their handles meeting near the center of the building. The church is a medium-sized and made of stone and mortar. It has a single steeple in which is housed a bell. Man like Cougar stares at the church for a moment and then slowly begins to walk towards the doors. In a couple seconds, he is right in front of the doors, and he stops and stares, this time at the doors. Cautiously, he places his hands on each of the door handles and pulls them open wide, exposing the inside of the church. Seeing no one inside, he lets go of the handles and bends down slightly to avoid hitting his head on the door frame and steps through the door.
Hey, you've actually used generative AI to show us this.
Yeah,
It's in the trailer video.
yeah.
So it worked pretty good. Was that just a description, or how did you get it to work so well?
Well, I used pictures from the the first comic. Hey, Metal.
Oh.
What do you, did you hear all that? And if so, what do you think? Interior, early 1800s church, early evening. We see from the view of the pulpit, it has a ceiling about 20 feet, and you can see the rafters, all made of solid wood beams. The floor is hardwood planks that creak a little every now and again. All the pews are made of wood, with 2 sections of 5 rows of 10-foot pews in length. There is light coming through stained glass windows on the outer walls of the church and from behind the pulpit, and 2 from behind the pulpit. As the doors of the church bang shut, the inner doors to their sanctuary open, revealing Man Like Cougar. Actually, I shouldn't be. Oh yeah, because we're in the main area. A Man Like Cougar revealing Man Like Cougar, who again bends down slightly to avoid the door frame and steps into the sanctuary. Slowly, he walks by the pews towards the front and stops in front of the pulpit and looks up.
Mm.
Man Like Cougar, dear Lord, thank you for what you have done to me. I continue in my faith in you, but I struggle with what you would have me do, as I am an outcast of those I grew with and I was taught by. I have accepted you in my heart, and those who claim you despise me because of my heritage. Pausing, he gets down on one knee in front of the altar, bows his head, and continues. Man Like Cougar, creator of all there is, if you will show me the path that you would make for me a warrior for your kingdom. In mid-sentence, Man Like Cougar disappears from the church, leaving it as empty as it was before he walked in. Start opening credits.
Many more powers.
So what do you think of scene 1?
It's actually accurate to the comic.
Well, guess what? That's how I wrote it, so that's what I'd want it to be. Well,
when you say Hollywood script, I'm like, what?
There's a slight difference between the comic and it, just to add a little bit more dramaticness to it. When he comes in, he does that first part, and then he pauses, gets down on one knee, and finishes, where I have him on one knee throughout that whole prayer.
Oh yeah, the AI got that wrong. He put him on. It put him on 2 knees, right?
Yeah.
Well, I got it right.
Well, he can be on 2 knees or 1 knee. It doesn't matter.
Oh, it's like his signature pose.
Cut scene 2. Cut to an exterior log cabin with a garage in the middle of the Canadian Arctic. Sunrise in the not too distant future.
In the not too distant future. That's that Science Mystery 3000 intro. So.
It's a motion comic, a dramaticness, says Tim Olson. Now, I'm reading this script to the movie that I wrote for Canadian Shield. Float about a couple 100 feet in the sky above a log cabin with a log garage in the middle of the Canadian Arctic. Zoom in towards the log cabin and go into the garage as the door opens and into and down an open passageway which leads to a door that opens into a white hallway. So basically you're going underground. Somewhere in time and space, says Timothy. Into a white hallway, go along the hallway, passing several doors in white coats, carrying binders. Go along the hallway, passing several people in white coats, carrying binders, papers, and pieces of machinery, and a few doors with windows on them, all marked with different divisions or projects. Finally come to the end of the hall with a door at it. It is marked Canadian Shield Project. The door opens, revealing a large white room with a bunch of machines, desks, whiteboards with writing on it, and quite a few people in white lab coats, with one having the Canadian Shield suit in hand, and probably change this to what I have it in the comic now. All different people holding different parts of it, but anyways. With one having Canadian Shield suit in hand, putting on some finishing touches. The man in a knee-length lab coat holds up what looks like a normal white long-sleeve shirt. The shirt has what looks to be a 5-sided shield on it that starts from about 2 inches down from the middle of the neckline. The first 2 sides go from there over to about the nipple on each side of the chest, and the next 2 sides go down from there about an inch out of the middle of the belly button on either side. In the middle of the red 5-sided shield is a white maple leaf pattern. On the mannequin behind the man is a pair of white pants, red boots with similar shield emblem on the shirt, with a similar shield emblem from the shirt, but in white and minus the maple leaf. A pair of gloves, again with a white shield emblem, a mask with the white shield emblem in about the middle of the forehead, and a red belt and buckle that is a red circle on a table beside the mannequin. It is what looks like might be a red cape. It also has the whole emblem from the shirt, but only in reverse colors. That being the shield is white and the maple leaf red. No, Tim saying, pursued by a woman whose name is Pearl, an evil woman trying to rule the world.
I think that's how it goes.
Ah,
Hey,
Yeah,
Chozo.
pretty much.
Hey, Tim.
Do I look like this? Do I look like this, Chozo, to you?
No, Chozo is in the chat, and he said, hi, everybody.
Oh,
howdy,
okay.
howdy.
Have
You showed
checked
up.
out
You
that-
talked in the chat at the same time. You talked in here at the same time he said hi there. So,
Oh,
and I can't see you because I'm looking at my script.
okay. That's fine. That's fair. I was going to ask if he had tracked down that manga writer yet.
Your manga artist. You mean
Or artist. Whatever.
since I did the writing? Hold on,
No,
Snap.
I'm
talking
a-
about,
Well,
talking
I'm
about that
drawing a
last.
comic.
No, I'm talking about last stream. He was talking about that
Oh
manga. Yeah, that he really hates.
no, I didn't
That's
even
crazy.
look.
I was trying to be a smartass.
Yeah. Scientist one finally done. Now just to put it through the last few tests. The man places down the suit on a nearby counter and turns to a fellow co-worker, and in that instant the suit disappears, leaving all the people confused to what happened.
What happened?
Well, the suit disappeared.
What?
For Canadian Shield to get
And
or
then-
Man Like Cougar.
And then the Canadian Shield was arrested for indecent exposure. The end.
Yeah, well, this is the suit is in the testing room or whatever place where it was created at this point. So Canadian Shield hasn't even been able to change into it yet. Scene 3, setting: a toxic waste dump sometime in the very recent past. Samuel Ramsey's disfigured body floating face up in a pool of toxic waste. Samuel begins to groan. Samuel starts to bring his body upward, and as he does, his lower half sinks beneath the toxic waste, and they touch the bottom of the pool. With feeling the bottom at his feet, he stands up and starts to walk out of the toxic waste. He finally makes it out, not realizing his appearance has changed. He continues to walk until he comes to the road, at which he starts to follow the road in one of the directions it goes. Finally, a car starts to come towards where he is. He, however, is walking down the middle of the road. Down the middle of the road, and the people in the car do not see him till it's too late. And as they swerve to avoid him, slam into a tree near the side of the road. Although weak, Samuel goes to the car to help. Can I help you
Oh, that's
at
nice.
all? As Samuel approaches the car, the people notice his appearance and begin to scream. Person 1, it's a monster! Person 2, run for your life!
I thought Canadians were polite.
This script reading was brought to you by Monster Energy Drink.
Yeah, well, I'm not even sure whether this part is in Canada. I'm not sure where Samuel's exactly from. He could be from the States. This could be in the States somewhere.
Can
I
he be
didn't-
from
No.
Boston? So when they say it, they say it in a Bostonian accent.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, Samuel actually asked. He actually offered to help him, so there's no way he's American.
Oh,
Does he say it like in a very stereotypical Canadian way? Like, hey, can I help you, eh?
no, he just says, can I help you at all? And he's just coming up from a toxic waste dump too. So yeah, maybe he is a Canadian. I don't know. But
And then he goes, hey, is it just me or does everything feel like it's burning?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
With their car being disabled, they get out of the car as fast as they can and run away from Samuel as fast as they can. With this reaction, Samuel wants to check his appearance. Toxico. I must see what I look like. So he continues to the car and sees his reflection in the window. At this, he falls to his knees and screams.
See, that's really dramatic. That's really cool. Why wasn't that in the comic? That's awesome.
Yeah, he does have a point there.
Because this is way back in Toxico's origin. I actually have scripted this out for a 36-page Toxico comic that I want to do. I actually had started on it, but I lost all my progress on my other hard drive. Hey, Outcast. Even though I thought...
Yeah, I really like this.
Yeah, that actually does sound pretty good. You know what kind of reminds me of? Remember that Tales from the Crypt story about the guy he got in a car
Thanks
wreck?
for the ride, lady.
Yeah, he got in a car wreck. Well, it was from his point of view, and you never saw what he looked like till the end of the story. Because the idea is when he came to, like a year or so had gone by, or some months, and he goes and he finds that. Well, in the story, in the TV version, was the British version, they changed it where he had left his wife or something.
Yeah.
Oh, why would you do that?
Oh, I don't know. They never explain.
Scene 4. Setting present day northern Ontario, about 100 miles north of the village of Big Trout Lake. Open on the scene with nothing around, and out of nowhere, man like Cougar and the suit appear, with man like Cougar finishing his sentence that he was saying before he disappeared. Men. So he was in the middle of the word amen as he disappeared. With finishing his sentence and feeling a slight cold, man like Cougar looks up to see he is no longer in the church. He stands up and begins to talk aloud. Man like Cougar. Where am I? How did I get here? I should look around to see if there's any clues as to where I am. As he starts to look around, trying to determine his location, he notices a suit, walks over to it, crouches down, takes it in hand, and begins to study it. Man like Cougar, what is this strange clothing doing here? I wonder if someone lost it. Messenger starts to fade in as he is walking towards man like Cougar from about 20 feet away. Man like Cougar's back is to Messenger. When Messenger gets about 5 feet away, he's fully visible and starts to speak. Greetings, man like Cougar. Upon hearing the voice, man like Cougar jumps up and turns to face Messenger and interrupts Messenger before he can go on. Who are you? What do you want with me? Messenger. As I was saying, greetings, man like Cougar. Fear not, for I am an angel of the Almighty. He that was and is to come. The I am that I am has sent me here to give you a message.
See, if this was an MCU movie, he would have said, Canadian Shield would have responded, you should have opened with that.
He was trying to. He got interrupted.
I kind of feel like when he kind of fades into the present, that there's an opportunity for like a tiny bit of a comedic scene. What do you think?
There's always room for comedy in comic book movies.
Yeah, well, it's a question of what you mean by comedy when we're fading into present day when there's just nothing around.
Well, I mean, what if he ends up like, I don't know, in a crowded place and then freaks out and leaves? But I mean, he said there's a little bit of a comedic scene before that. When he fades in and says "men" out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, I purposely.
Hold on. Maybe it's a bar and two women are complaining about their boyfriends, and he just kind of just appears behind them and goes, "Men."
Oh wow, that's
Well, I purposely
if that-
I purposely
corny
put
joke.
him
I like it though.
where I did so he wouldn't end up in a place to freak out. God's not going to make a mistake like that.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying.
Hollywood would, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a little, you know, you can't have a serious tone throughout the whole.
Oh, there's
you gotta
not.
kinda, a little bit of comedy in there here and there, but you can't make it completely a comedy. I mean,
Yeah.
Bit of
Well,
a Terminator
I mean-
2 vibe there.
yeah, I mean, even like, I guess gonna point that out. Even Terminator 2 had some comedic vibes in it here and there.
yeah, I think I've got some comedic stuff in here or whatever, but I can't remember the whole script offhand. Man like Cougar. As it is said, I will not fear. If you will tell me the message, no. Messenger. First, after I depart, you are to put on those clothes. Messenger pointing to the Canadian Shield suit in Man like Cougar's hands. Messenger. The second is to tell you you are no longer in the same time as you remember that you have been brought forward in time. Man like Cougar. How far? Messenger turns behind him and upwards and silently says, May I tell him, Lord? Messenger turns his head back towards Man like Cougar and speaks. It has been 200 years. Man like Cougar. So long. All I ever knew is gone.
How am I laughing?
Well, as long as we don't live on reservations, everything should be fine.
Messenger. Yes, that is the case. However, he who is faithful will give you much more. This is also an answer to your prayer to be a warrior in his kingdom. Man like Cooper, I will strive to be the warrior he wants me to be. There's actually a lot more dialogue in this than the original between the two.
Well, the thing about movie scripts is, from what I've experienced, the more dialogue you put in, it slows down the pacing of your movie. Because in my film class, we had to make two 3-minute films and one 5-minute film.
Yeah.
And if we were struggling to keep the story on time, we had to cut out a whole bunch of speaking, because the back and forth, you know, it takes a while. But if things just happen, it goes faster. It just takes seconds to get a point across with pictures.
Yeah.
So yeah. Do you think that that scene with the messenger went on a tad bit too long, or, in your opinion, Alpha?
Well, it could have went to. No, not really.
Not really.
Yeah, because believe it or not, it's about to end, really.
Yes, because by the time it gets to the fear not, you know, if it goes fast enough, you know. Because I was waiting for the fear not. Angels always say fear not.
Right.
Yeah, and messengers, one last thing. Before I leave, you are to put on the clothes. After I leave, you are to put on the clothes on you and to head south. Man like Cougar.
And heaven does not have a return policy.
Oh, man like Cougar. All right. Thank you for your words from the Lord God. As Messenger turns away, he says, You are welcome, and God bless. Messenger begins to walk away. As he does, he fades from sight. With this, Manly Cougar begins to take off his boots. Cut to a few minutes later, after having put on the pants and shirt on, and beginning to put on the boots, followed by the gloves and the mask. With the mask on, he feels a surge of strength and compulsion to walk over to a nearby tree
Oh no, not the tree.
and yank it up out of the ground and toss it
Oh,
up
no.
in the air where it soars into space.
You're a monster.
That tree was there for 300 years. It stood through the ice age, and then you threw it. It didn't do anything to you.
Through the vacuum of space, it plots its revenge against the Canadians.
Poor tree. It's gonna become sentient and come back. Want
Yeah,
revenge.
that's what Tim wants.
Yes. Hashtag bring back Space Tree.
Standing there shocked from the experience, a moose comes charging out of a nearby bunch of trees and slams into him and does not
There you go.
budge him at all. In fact, the moose breaks off its antlers and falls to the ground. The moose
It was
struggles
just defending
to
his friend, the tree.
Yeah, and see in this, Manly Cougar actually ran from the moose, and then stopped. In this
Well,
image.
that's the comic. That's a movie,
Some
though.
nearby,
So.
some nearby squirrels are like, "No, our children are in that tree."
Then they can mutate.
Yeah, the moose struggles to its feet and walks back in the direction it had come from. Manly Cougar.
That moose needs to be a reoccurring character, though. Just not even say anything. Just put in the background of a moose with one antler every once in a while.
Well, no antlers, but yeah,
Or
No
maybe
antlers?
yeah.
or maybe the damage from trying to headbutt the Canadian Shield left a lot of damage, so he was put back together, but with cybernetic technology, and he became the Cyber Moose.
Interesting.
There was not that much damage. The moose just broke off its antlers and went back. And next season, it'll grow its antlers back.
Aw.
Folks,
That's not
tell
an
me
Easter
that
egg, though.
tell me I'm onto something good here, and tell me that there should be a Cyber Moose that hunts the Canadian Shield for revenge.
Actually, that would keep the moose alive, wouldn't it? People would hunt them for their antlers, but if he doesn't have any antlers,
Yeah, well, this one.
I guess I'm thinking about deer.
Yeah. Manly Cougar at that says, "What is this? I can pull up trees with the roots and not be harmed by judging mode. Dear Lord, you have given me so much power. Am I truly worthy? I don't feel that worthy, yet here I am. I must cast my doubts aside and follow the instructions I have been given if I am to be worthy."
But he's been granted many more powers.
Yes, that we'll find out about. With this, he walks over to a nearby tree, or trees, crouches down at the base of one and looks around it. Rubbing his finger over some moss, he looks up and points south. Moss grows mainly on the north side of trees, so that way must be south.
He whispers at the trees, "You're all next."
At this, he stands up and begins to walk in the direction he was pointing. Scene 5, setting. A few days after Samuel Ramses comes out of the toxic waste dump in an abandoned warehouse. Samuel pacing back and forth. Toxico. Looking like this, I could never go back to my family. What am I going to do? Samuel then screams in frustration. Toxico. I have to find a way to make money to send back to my family. Even if I can't be with them, I must do what I can to support them. However, I must make those who are responsible for the way I look pay. Flashback. Flashback. Samuel Ramsey saying, "Come on, Mr. Moroni. I'll get you the money. I just need more time. I had to pay the rent so my family and I can have somewhere to live." Mr. Moroni. "Frankly, Mr. Ramses, I don't give a damn. This is the third time you've missed a payment. You can live on the streets for all I care. You owe me money, and that is to come first. Samuel Ramsey. But, now, I can take no more of this. You must be made an example of. Brunso,
Oh, shit.
Tony, you are going to take Mr. Ramsey's for you an example of. Brunso and Tony are going to take you for a ride, Mr. Ramsey. A very long one.
Oh, that is a good scene. That is a good. Am I right, Alpha?
Yeah.
That is a good scene. I was like, oh,
Saw this backstory that would have been really cool though. At least a mention. It's so interesting.
Toxico is an awesome villain.
Brunso
He's got good motivation.
Yeah, Brunso and Tony.
Tragic.
Brunso and Tony grabbing Samuel by each arm and walks towards the store. Samuel suddenly elbows Tony to the gut and swings his other arm backwards and slams it into Brunso's nose, breaking it. With that swings his leg and foot around into the air, connecting his foot with Tony's face, breaking his nose, and suddenly sends him toppling backwards to the ground. With Tony out of the way, he swings around with the other leg, kicking Bruno in the gut, sending him backwards and falling to the ground. With this, he starts to run to the door. As he gets to the door, Maruni yells, "Samuel, you go to the door! And your family pays!"
Whoa.
And it'll be your family that pays.
Yeah. There's some coughing there. But that impression.
That coughing's just me for trying to do that voice.
Yeah, that was hurt.
Oh. Yeah.
Heard it?
That must hurt doing that voice.
Yeah. At this.
Drink some water first. Yeah.
Yeah. At this, he
Good
stops.
characterization though.
Yeah.
At this, he just stops. At this, he stops and just stands there. Tony and Bruno struggle to their feet. And again, grab Samuel and take him outside and shove him into the trunk of a car and start to drive. Showing the car being driven on a long stretches of highway. You know, you do this for a minute or something like that. You know, car pulling off the road and stopping in front of...
In an actual movie, you don't really need a minute. In modern movies, most shots don't last over 7 seconds because it makes the attention span of the average viewer is so short now that if it's over 7 seconds, it starts to lag.
Yeah, well, see, what I was thinking it would be, several, what I mean by a minute, you take several, maybe 5 or 10 second things showing the journey is really long. That is supposed to be taking a few hours.
Nah, they would probably just do a transition from, you see the light change, the moon move or something.
Yeah, okay, well, whatever. Well, something like that. I don't know. I'm
probably what they do in between putting him in the trunk and getting him there probably is not that important anyway.
Well, I just want to make sure people realize it's a very long distance from where he was. They're not just going around the corner to dump his body.
Right, so
get rid of him.
Like 7 second shots of the road, then maybe them stopping by a gas station to fill up, and then eating a burger and then going.
Yeah.
And you see a tree flying in the air.
I'll get you, Shield! I'll get you!
Anyways, after that, however, it's done showing the long journey of the car. The car pulling off the road and stopping in front of a toxic waste dump. Tony pulls Ramses out of the trunk and stands him by the toxic waste pool. Bruno walks up and says, "Time for some payback," and then gives Samuel a punch to the gut and he knees him in the groin. At this,
Ooh.
He looks over to Tony and says, "You want some of this?" And Tony replies, "Oh yeah, get this freak to pay for what he did to me." Tony then walks over and knees Samuel in the face, followed by a kick to the gut, making Samuel fall down on his butt.
What about 2 stabs from like a switchblade or something?
Oh,
Maybe they want to carve them up.
Oh wait.
These are bad guys after all. You'd figure they'd want to carve them up like a Christmas goose.
Yeah. Well, wait. There's more. That'll teach you, dirtbag, to mess with us. Tony walks over to Samuel and grabs him by the shirt, pulls him up to his feet, standing right in front of the toxic waste bowl. Tony walks away and says, "Do it." At this, Bruno shoots Samuel 6 times in the chest, missing Samuel's heart. He does, however, fall backwards into the toxic waste. Bruno, "Well, that takes care of him." The two get into the car and takes off. Samuel begins to groan very low. Flashback
that's brutal.
ends.
That is kind of brutal, but it's fitting. They're criminals. They're not going to play nice with you. Yeah.
Good point. That's true.
Flashback ends. Toxico. "It's hard to believe I laid there for 3 months. Those toxins must have kept me alive somehow. But the way I looked, I wish they didn't. Now I'm going to have to get revenge on that mob boss and his goons. I'll have to prepare very well. I don't want to go in there and get shot up again."
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Tony Armstrong.
And so then we have scene 6, about 85 miles north of Big Trout Lake. The sky begins to darken. A man like Cougar stopping by a river. He bends down at the river's edge and watches the fish in the river. With his super fast reflexes, he catches them one and then another. He builds a fire pit and then a pit and starts to cook the fish over an open fire. After finishing cooking the fish, he eats, and then he starts to pray. "Dear Lord God, thank you for all that you have given me, from these strange clothes to the encounter with the angel, to let me know what you have done. Also, I thank you for the fish I ate. Please keep me safe as I proceed south, as you wish. I am going to sleep now. So good night and amen." This is a scene that you don't see in the comics. Well,
God says, "I know that. I know everything. Good night."
actually, I'm slightly wrong. Him catching the fish is in it. I just don't do the prayer. I don't show what the prayer is or whatever. Men like
well, you can if it was an actual movie, he could actually have that voiceover going while he's doing all that stuff.
Yeah, because that was a good prayer. Why not? What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Well, I'm obviously open to things. This is the, I guess, the first draft, if you will, but I don't know where to go from this, really. Because, again, like I said, I don't know a lot of stuff for, this sort of thing. But anyways, men like Cougar getting a rock to use as a pillow. He lies down with the rock as a pillow and his cape as a blanket and falls asleep. The next morning...
See, that's how tough Canadian Shield is. He's so tough that he uses rocks as pillows.
This rock is good for back support.
The next morning, he is startled awake by the sound of a 4-person plane flying overhead, which he can hear very loudly as the suit gives him super hearing. In being frightened awake by the loud noise, he jumps up and keeps going, not going back down to the ground. Eventually, he stops very high in the air and floats there, not knowing what to do. The plane passes by him with 2 people inside and 1 lying down in the back seat. They comment on Man Like Cougar. What the pilot? What the heck is that? Passenger. It's a flying man in a Canadian flag suit with a shield on his chest. Pilot. No guff. Passenger. Then why'd you ask? Pilot. Because it's something out of the ordinary, and I can't really believe my eyes.
No guff? Is that a Canadian thing?
I guess so.
Sounds like it.
The plane continues on and flies away, and of course, the person in the back of the plane, for those that do not know, is Nancy Brown, who becomes Christy North, who is Snowdrift, or will become Snowdrift.
And who
See,
would play
cameo.
Who would play Snowdrift in a Canadian Shield movie?
I don't know.
Okay.
I actually don't know a lot of modern actors anymore.
Yeah.
I'll name actors who are like 50 years old now for roles that are like in their 20s and 30s. And I'm like, oh, I'm out of touch.
A Man Like Cougar continues to float there and there, and then, and there, I probably meant then, exclaims, Lord, this is incredible. How am I able to fly like this? And what strange metal object? What was that strange metal object? It seemed it had people inside. And most of all, how do I get down from here? God, my dear son, use your will to control direction and speed. Man Like Cougar. Well, here it goes. With that, Man Like Cougar begins to face downwards and flies towards the ground. Man Like Cougar. Wow, this is easier than I thought. Finally, he comes to the ground and gets straight up and puts his feet on the ground. Man Like Cougar. Safely on the ground. Thank you, Lord. Dear Lord, how does this suit fit into your path for my life? Scene 7. Setting outside the mob boss house that Samuel borrowed money from. Samuel kicking in the door to the house. Hey, Mikey, I'm back. And this time, you're going to give me money. And I'm not going to have to pay it back. In fact, you're going to pay me. You're going to pay in more ways than one. More than one way for what you've done to me. Toxico shooting a cup. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I love that line. You're gonna pay for it in more ways than one.
Yeah, Toxico shooting a couple of hired thugs and continues walking forward. You think these puny hired guns will stop me? Samuel busting down another set of doors, at which a guy on the other. Busting down which a guy on the other side fires at Samuel. And when the bullets get within 6 inches of him, a small electrical bolt zaps it, exploding it in midair. Toxico. Awesome. Now, thanks to you, I might be bulletproof. I just put the laugh in there now. But I don't think that is gonna. Pardon?
I said that works.
Yeah.
Use that.
But don't think that's going to save you. The guy who fired the gun is awestruck at this, and Samuel just walks over to him and punches him straight in the face, and the guy falls down. Toxico then pulls out his gun again and walks over to a double set of doors and shoots the handle, the lock, and the locks several times. then proceeds to put a hand on each door and pushes them open as he walks in the next room. Michelangelo, next time your goons off someone, you might want to make sure they actually kill the target. Mr. Maroney, so Maroney's first name is Michelangelo.
Oh.
Mr. Maroney. And who, pussy, did they not finish off? Toxico. Me, you fool. Mr. Maroney. And who might you... No. And who might you be? Toxico laughs hysterically and replies, you don't know who I am? But I guess with that toxic waste up, what that toxic waste up did to me, I'm not all that recognizable as I was as Samuel Ramsey. But since I no longer look like my precious self, you can now call me. He strokes his chin and neck as he finishes. Toxico! And with that, prepare to die! Maroney. Come on, Ramsey! Let's make some kind of deal! Toxico. You want to make a deal? I asked for that. But did you give me one? I'll tell you what. You gave me nothing. I told you I'm no longer Ramses. From now on, I'm Toxico. It'd be a bit louder than that, but I don't want to yell.
Right. Good performance still. You're really going for it.
Yeah.
With this, Toxico raises his right hand with a gun in it to aim at Maroney, Michelangelo's head, and then starts to look around. Then again, maybe we can make a deal. You got all kinds of money around here in safes, right? Miss Maroney. Yeah, I do. What? 'Cause you're gonna give me all that money. You're gonna get all that money out and give it all to me if you want to live. Maroney. But Toxico shakes his hand, holding the gun at Maroney's head from side to side. No complaining. It's either the money or your life. Maroney. Okay, I'll give you the money. Toxico. And don't make any sudden moves, or it's bye-bye time. Michelangelo and Toxico walking around the house, collecting the money from various locations in the house. Mr. Maroney. This is the last of it, Toxico. Good.
Pause. I have a question. Would it be kind of cool if he decided, I'm sorry, I lied again. I mean, the money and your life. And then the scene ends with him cocking back the gun.
You know what? You should wait before and let me finish the scene.
Okay.
Spoilers, I guess.
Toxico. Good. And you know what, Mikey? No. What? I lied. Wait a minute. About this. Toxico raises his right hand with the gun in it quickly to Michelangelo's head and pulls the trigger. With that, Michelangelo's now dead body falls to the floor. This should take care of my family and start me off with a new life, whatever that may be.
How the hell was I supposed to know that you actually went with that idea?
I guess you're learning Toxico character a little from this.
Again, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no problem. Just, your comical scenes, I probably won't have included, but something nasty like that, most likely I've included.
Right.
Because Toxico's just a nasty guy.
He cares about his family. He cares about car victims. Well,
he's also
maybe he cares a lot about trees too.
He's not he's a little bit sympathetic, but he's also a villain. So
yeah, it's once he found out what's been done to him, and he can never have his family again. He doesn't care about anybody or anything. The thing with those strangers in the car. He hadn't seen himself yet and what he had turned into. When he got out of there, he was just glad to be alive at first, and then he's,
Yep.
Scene 8. About 70 miles north of Big Trout Lake, the village of Big Trout Lake. Open with man like Cougar walking slowly and show for about 45 seconds with different angles and scenery, then switch to him praying for about 30 seconds again, different angles and scenery positions, and then fade to him singing and dancing around a small campfire, again, various angles and scenery for about 30 seconds. And I know you guys will probably say that might have to change a little or whatever. I was just trying to, waste some time, show stuff that he was doing. Stuff that I actually have in the comic, anyways, show man like Cougar sleeping on the ground, tilt up to see Messenger sitting on a tree branch. Now, I changed this. In the comics, it's an eagle that talks to him. God talks him through an eagle. But I figured I wouldn't have the money to get an animatronic, whatever, you know what I mean, an eagle or whatever to be able to talk to him. So I figured just use Messenger again.
What are you gonna do it live action or are you gonna do it animation?
Well, this is for live action.
Oh, I see.
If it was cartoon, yeah, I could switch to the eagle. So this part could change based on what way it's done and how much cash I would have to do this.
Well, with the future of AI and stuff, people would just put in a prompt.
Yeah.
Eagle prompt.
Yeah, Messenger sitting on... Go ahead.
Why does that eagle have 4 wings?
He's blessed. This is symbolic. Seraphim. He's a seraphim.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Messenger sitting on tree branch. Messenger. Greetings, man like Cougar. Time to wake up. Man like Cougar. Hello, Angel. Do you have a name I can call you? Yes, I do. You may call me Messenger. Man like Cougar. And what message do you bring me, Messenger? The message is, do not be afraid of the things you have seen or will see, and to remind you that you have been brought into the future. This is so that you can spread my word to all with your unique story. The clothes you now wear will equip you with powers and abilities that will help you do this task. He also will be placing people in your path that will help you make your adjustment to this time easier. Last and most important of all is that he loves you. Man like Cougar, thank you for the message. If I may, can I ask you a question? Messenger answers, sure, as he hops down off the branch onto the ground. And what are these questions? Man like Cougar. 1. What are these powers? that the clothes give me. Messenger. Well, as you know, you have tremendous strength, as you saw by pulling the tree and tossing it very far away. Incredible durability. Again you saw when the moose came at you and it did nothing to you. Also, you witnessed the fact that it lets you fly through the air, a thing you might not have noticed, although it is of a thin material that you have not felt the cold. That is due to the fact that these clothes are highly resistant to extreme colds and heats. Some of the things you have yet to do with the suit is move at very fast speeds, increase your reflexes, your eyesight, your hearing, your agility, your sense of smell, and the last of all, your thinking process. Man like Cougar. That sounds incredible. That sounds incredible. Messenger. It is. And you should practice the ones you can so you can do them with ease for when you do need them. Man like Cougar. I will. And thank you for all you have said. Messenger. Just doing the job and glad to do it. Well, I've got to be off. People to see and all that. So bye for now, man like Cougar. And God bless. With this, Messenger fades from sight. Man like Cougar. See you as well, I guess. Well, maybe I should start to practice with these powers. I think I'll start with something I have already done, like lifting something extremely heavy. Now, just to find something like that. Man like Cougar begins to look around, and without realizing it, he begins to activate the enhanced sight and starts seeing things that are miles away very clearly, as if they were only a few feet away, and spots a huge boulder/rock a few miles away. That boulder should do the trick. With this, he starts to walk over to it, as if it were only a few feet away. After a few seconds of not getting to it, he starts to run to it, and is still not getting to it as soon as he starts to pick up in space and begins to run at a high velocity and arrives at the boulder within a few seconds. Man like Cougar. This boulder must have been further away than I thought. Maybe that increased eye took effect while I was looking around, and it seems as though while I was running, I began to go faster than my normal speed. Now, to deal with this boulder. At this, he picks up the boulder above his head. Man, this seems easy enough, and my strength has been quite increased. Well, I don't really need to be standing here holding this rock. And with that, he tosses it away. Oh, man like Cougar. I think I'll practice the running. Man like Cougar starts to run, going at high speeds, and does all sorts of maneuvers to show this for about 30 seconds. Again, that can change based on what people might think is best, Then man like Cougar stopped. Well, that was fun. What to do next? I know. With that, he jumps into the air and soars upwards. Scene 9. Inside an abandoned house. Toxico sitting at a wobbly table with bags of money on it. Just over 3 million. That will mean 1 million for my family and the rest for me to set up myself for a while. Now that I've got my revenge on those are responsible for my new look, that will never let me live in normal society again. Maybe it's time to give payback to those others who have caused me pain, like dear old Dad. flashback. Very. You gonna say something? Somebody?
Oh, I just went.
We'll keep going.
Oh, hey, Fitzjoseph. Flashback.
I don't know if you hear me better from now.
No. Flashback. Very see. What is that?
Actually, well, the thing I like about this movie is it's doing what a lot of movies do. Like if you take Spider-Man, for example, it didn't go issue by issue. It took like probably about 2 years of Spider-Man comics and picked stuff and threw them together and mixed it around. And
well, I took issues 1 and 2, put them together, and then added some extra stuff that wouldn't have, because of space, that you wouldn't get in 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You added the Toxico story into this movie too, which is cool.
Yeah,
it just seems to flow better with more. You know,
writing a movie script, I wouldn't even do that at the moment. But even in your case, I don't think our Toxico will be good as a main villain for a movie. I don't think.
No, that's
really dramatic though. He has a lot of backstory in the movie compared to the second issue.
No, that's not the backstory. It's just his power level and what he can do. I don't think he should be the main antagonist for a film.
Well,
I want to go with, when I do stuff like this, I don't want to create an alter timeline. You know, I want people to go with what the comics have in them. You know,
okay.
Toxico is basically what Joker is for Batman.
Yeah, well, I'm not even
sure. It reminds me of Sandman from Spider-Man 3 a little bit because he's a little tragic.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, see, the thing is, I'm not even sure I'm not sure if Toxico's ever going. Well, he'll probably run into Canadian Shield again, but I don't know when. You know, I'm not sure whether Toxico is going to be a major villain for Canadian Shield.
I say put out a poll.
I want to ask this question: is Toxico going to run to the Buckler?
Pardon?
Is Toxico going to run to the Buckler?
No, because at least not Dillard's Buckler, because not as far as I know, because Dillard's universe is a different universe. I've allowed him to use Canadian Shield because it was a little bit instrumental in creating the Buckler to begin with. And Dillard has got a couple other of my characters that I let him use. You know,
it's a different. It's a variation of the Canadian Shield.
Yeah, and the thing is, in Dillard's universe, most of my other heroes don't exist. Like Snowdrift doesn't mean.
But because I was gonna say, because Toxico seems like a better fit as an antagonist for the Buckler than Canadian Shield.
Yeah, well, the Buckler is a villain.
I know, but at the same time, I love to see that dynamic play out. As they'll probably hate each other as well.
Yeah.
That would be Bat meets worse.
I know, because the Buckler is probably worse than Toxico. At least I would assume he is.
This Toxico, I love everything about this. This would probably the Toxico would probably make the movie. Just in my opinion.
Anyways, flashback. We're going to be seeing various scenes of Samuel's growing up from birth to graduating university. 30 seconds of his father, that's probably too long, in front of a window in a hospital looking at his newborn son, Michael Ramsey. Samuel, you are my son. You will be what I determine you to be, no matter what you have to say. I tell you this now, so it'll be no surprise later. And don't worry, I'll remind you as time goes on. The kid's like a newborn baby, and there's a wall between them. The kid can't even hear this.
Oh wow, poor guy.
Fade to Samuel at 5 years old. Michael Ramsey standing over 5-year-old Samuel doing push-ups. Michael Ramsey, you're doing good, son. You've done 50 push-ups. Only another 50 to go. Samuel, Can I go play with the other kids then, Father? Michael. Son, you know after exercises, it's study time. But Father, I want to have some fun. Michael. Fun is for losers and undisciplined, and no son of mine will be either. Now let's pick up the pace. Switch to 10-year-old Samuel. Samuel and his father sitting at a table with a gun in pieces. Michael Ramsey. Now come on, Samuel. You can do this. I've seen you do it 1,000 times. It should be easy for you. Samuel picks up 2 pieces of a disassembled gun and tries to force them together. Michael grabs the pieces out.
Is it a rifle?
I don't know what type of gun. I just say gun at the moment. That can be determined.
Is there going to be any actual? Because most criminals are even mob bosses are physically abused. Is he going to beat them?
Well, he's not going to. It's more mental abuse in this case. Because
Right.
A mental and emotional. Anyways, Michael grabs the pieces out of Samuel's hands angrily and speaks. If you're not going to do it, if you're not going to actually try and do this, you will go to bed without supper. You will learn to pay attention one way or another. Samuel, Dad, I was trying. Please don't send me to bed without supper. Michael, you are to call me father or sir, nothing else. You are not to beg for anything, and if you do, again, the punishment will be severe. So I guess maybe there is some physical abuse, but we don't see it.
Yeah, that kind of hints at it. I get that.
Yeah. Sheepishly lowering his head, Samuel replies, "Yes, sir." Michael, I want you to learn all this by the time the end of summer when you go to school. Samuel, at age 14, entering school. Michael, here are your courses you will be taking in the fall when you start high school. Samuel takes it and reads math, machine shop, environmental studies, and science. Father, can't I take anything else? Nothing here interests me. Michael, Samuel, I told you when you were born that I would determine what you would be and have reminded you numerous times since. This has not changed. So you learn what I have seen fit, or else. Samuel, or else what?
Ooh.
Michael.
You sassing me, boy?
Michael,
Talking me, boy?
or else you can march out that door and never get another red cent from me. At this, Samuel slumps away and walks in the opposite direction the door, thinking, one day I'll walk out that door and my father will lose me forever. Then he'll be sorry. Fade to graduate Samuel just after his graduation ceremony from university. Samuel, glad you can make it, Father, Mother. Michael, and what would make you think we would not make it when we have been to every other event of your academic life? Samuel, Father, it's called a pleasantry. You just say it because it's called for because of the occasion. A slender, good-looking woman comes up to Samuel and puts her arm around Samuel's waist. Michael, and who is this? Asks Michael Ramsey. Samuel says, this is my girlfriend, and when I propose in the near future, hopefully my fiancée, and then wife, replies Samuel. Michael, I think not. The woman who you shall be your wife is already cutting off what Michael was saying, Samuel says, "You think not? Don't make me laugh. You've controlled my life in almost everything up until now. You will not pick who I am going to marry." Was somebody going to say something?
Oh, I'm just shocked.
Michael Ramsey, then if you insist upon this action, I will have no choice but to cut you off in every way. Samuel, if that is how it has to be, then so be it. But this is all on your head, not mine. Back to present. Toxico. Yes, if it wasn't for that pig-headed dad of mine, I'd never be in this mess. So I guess I should pay. I guess he should pay for his role in my demise. Scene 10. Setting just on the edge of town, the town of Big Trout Lake. The song by Skillet Hero playing in the background. I don't know what all the other music is, but I wanted this one for this scene. Man Like Cougar, the Canadian outfit, is just coming to land in front of a big sign that reads Big Trout Lake. Upon landing around it, he sees the sign and reads it aloud. Big Trout Lake. It would seem that I have finally come across a community. Might as well see what is going on. With this, he starts to walk into the town village and keeps looking around as he does. Looking up as he walks, he spots a man on top of a small building near the edge. Without warning, the man jumps. Without hesitation, Man Like Cougar takes off towards the man in a flash, and when close enough, jumps to the sky, catching the man in midair about halfway down or up the side of the building. Upon noticing that he has been caught, the man exclaims, not even realizing that they are just floating there in midair. And the guy's name is Jack Eagles. What? Why'd you do that? I wanted to die. Because I not want to see you die. Jack Eagles. Why? You don't know me at all. Man Like Cougar starts to slowly descend, feet first, as to cause the man, not to cause the man alarm. Man Like Cougar. Maybe I don't know you, but I do know the world would be far worse off place without you. Oh, Outcast. They have arrested a person. Oh, okay. That's about thing. Oh, that's good, Outcast.
They arrested Jack Eagle?
No.
Oh, he's talking about the person who shot Charlie Kirk.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to get slandered, so you got to say person of interest has been, caught or something like that.
Well,
yeah, well, we're not saying anybody's name, so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, we're Jack Eagles. I'm sorry, but you're wrong about that. I've never done anybody anything but bad, no matter how much I try to do good. Plus, nobody loves me. Man Like Cougar. That is where you wrong. God loves you. So do I. And so do I. Jack Eagles. God can't love me, or my life wouldn't be such a wreck. And I've done too many bad things. As far as you, how can you love me? You don't even love me when you don't even know who I am. Man Like Cougar. First, God loves you enough to send me to save your life. And I come from very far place from here. Not to mention, he sent his son Jesus to pay for all those bad things you have done. Man Like Cougar, touching the ground with his feet and letting the jumper down so he can stand on his own 2 feet. Jackie goes, you make quite an argument. But how can you love me without even knowing me? Well, one reason is that God loves you. So why should I not love you? 2. God tells me to love everyone, no matter what. Who am I to argue with God? I could most likely come up with other reasons if I were to think longer. But these are the ones I came to mind right away. So that is all I will say for now, unless I have to. Jack Eagles. Again, you make quite a compelling argument. And like Google, I was wondering if anybody has ever told you that you can have a personal friendship with God Almighty. Jack Eagles. No, I can't say that anyone has ever told me this. Man like Google. Then may I tell you about this friendship with God? Jack Eagles. Please do tell me. Manly Cooper. Well, about 1,800 years ago. You gotta remember, he's still thinking his time. Well, I mean, about 2,000 years ago. I misspoke with the 1,800. My timing has been bit off lately. God came in form of man, born on earth, by the name of Jesus, and he lived a life free of any wrongdoing, and then was killed by the people of his time for crimes he did not do. However, he gave himself up to these people so that he could die, so everyone could have a relationship with God. Jack Eagles. This is amazing. What are you telling me? Why has no one ever told me this before? What must I do to get the relationship you've talked about? And like Cooper, simply pray to him, letting him know you are a sinner and that you need him and that you know he died so that you could have a relationship with him. Would you like to do that? Jack Eagles. Yes, yes, yes. Scene 11. Oh,
11.
Pardon?
11.
Yeah. Scene 11. Setting. Toxico walking up to a semi-luxury house. When getting to the door, he simply knocks. A voice comes from inside. A voice from inside shouts, 1 minute! With this, Toxico begins to pound on the door. From inside the house, even louder. I'm coming, gol darn it! Just hold your horses! Toxico bangs on the door even louder. The voice from the other side of the door shouts, quit your damn banging! I'm here already! With that, Toxico... Oh, wow. Pardon?
Oh, it's just language, you know?
Yeah. With that, Toxico quickly kicks the door as hard as he can, breaking it off his hinges and plowing it right into Michael Ramses, sending him to the floor with the door on top of him with his head looking over the top of the door. Toxico then to proceed to walk in on the door. Seeing his father under the door, he says, Hey, Dad! How have you been? Michael Ramses, Dad? Who the hell are you? Toxico, what, Dad? Don't you recognize your strange son? Have I changed that much? Michael, son? I have no son. Toxico, come on, Dad. No use denying my existence. We both know you fathered a son. Michael, my son died several years ago. Toxico, we both know your son didn't die. You just disowned him. Disowned me because I wouldn't live the life the way you wanted me to. Again, Michael Ramsey. Again, my son died several years ago. Toxico, then I guess You wouldn't be interested in knowing your dead son has 2 children, thus meaning you have 2 grandchildren. Toxico steps over his father and turns around, bends down, grabs his father by the shirt collar and pulls him out from under the door and shoves him up against a nearby wall. Suddenly, Toxico's mother, Rachel, comes running in from another room yelling, "Michael, what the heck is going on here?" Upon seeing Toxico, she stops dead in her tracks. Toxico looks over to her and says, "Hey, Ma, how are you doing?" Rachel just continues to stare at him for seconds, finally managing to say, "You called me Ma? Is that you, Samuel?" Toxico, "Well, at least somebody here wants to acknowledge my existence." Rachel, "What are you doing here?" Let's see. I'm just letting dear old Dad know. Dad here, see what happened to his only child, and letting him know it's all his fault because of him being the control freak that he is, and of course that he has to pay for those mistakes. Toxico drops his father to the ground and then proceeds to walk over to his mom, Rachel. Toxico, "And don't think I've left you out, Ma. You did let him run amok, controlling both of us. I was a kid, didn't know better. But you were an adult. You should have known better. So you'll be paying for your crimes, too." Rachel said, "Samuel, but where are your parents? This is not how a child is supposed to act towards his parents." Toxico, well, parents aren't supposed to treat their kids the way you did me. I had no life, and just because I wanted one, and just because I wanted to choose something for myself, I'm disowned. I had to go other places for support, and due to that, I now look like this and can no longer go back to my family. And all thanks to Dad's controlling and yours just letting it happen." Michael Ramsey, time to end the charade. "I will ask you to leave now, or I'll be forced to shoot." Michael interrupts as he's standing about 50 feet away, holding a gun pointed at Toxico's head. Toxico lets out a big belly laugh. Toxico, "Now, dear old Dad went off and got himself a gun when I was distracted with Mommy dearest. However, bullets don't hurt me anymore, Dad. I've got an electrical field that comes up and stops fast-moving projectiles coming at me." Somebody saying something?
No.
Nope. I'm just listening.
Yeah. Michael Ramsey. "We'll see about that." At that, Michael fires off 2 shots, which are stopped dead by Toxico's electrical field. Seeing this, Michael immediately starts to run towards Toxico, gun in hand, and leaps to the air to tackle Toxico, to which Toxico uppercuts him in the lower torso. Michael falls to the ground, half buckled over, but still holding the gun. "Well, Michael Ramsey, we'll see how good that shield is at close range." Michael then stretches his hand with his gun and out till it reaches inches from Toxico's leg and pulls the trigger. The shield instantly reacts, slowing the bullet but not stopping it because of the close range. It pierces Toxico's leg, at which he screams loudly and falls down onto one knee and moves one knee and moves hands towards Michael to grab, in order to grab and choke him. But But he does a radioactive blast shoot out from one of his hands and burns Michael to a crisp. Toxico then gets up and walks towards Rachel and says, Now, do you want to do this the hard way or the easy way? Scene 12.
Is this like the climax of the movie?
No.
Or like, oh. How far into the movie is this?
Oh, probably about halfway. I have 17 scenes, and we're just going into scene 12. Or I think I have, yeah.
Oh. Interesting. Because I'm kind of looking for a save the cat kind of moment. but I think that was the part where he like actually saved the guy who jumped. So that's the part that's like, yay. And then later it.
There are multiple ways to structure a film story.
Heard it?
So there are multiple ways to structure a film story. You don't have to use a 3-act structure. You can use a 5-act structure if you want to.
Yeah, well, I don't even have the acts in here. I don't know how to do all that. I just did scene 1, scene 2, scene 3. You know, in a lot of ways, I would like to turn this into a proper movie script, but I have no idea. And I could go on to probably what's the name of it, YouTube, and find out. But that's too much work. Anyway, scene 12. About 75 miles southeast of Big Trout Lake. So this is definitely a scene you would not have gotten in the comics. This is a scene that would have happened between issues 1 and 2. Jack Eagles, the man who Man Like Cougar saved from jumping off the building, suddenly stops, to which Man Like Cougar, still dressed in the Canadian Shield outfit, stops as well and asks Man Like Cougar, "Why have you stopped, Jack Eagles?" Jack Eagles, "This is as far as I'm going." Man Like Cougar said, "You said you were going with me on my journey south." Jack Eagles, "That I did. I had planned to do that. But I just got a sudden halting not to go any further. You, my man, my man, are to do this journey by yourself, or with whoever the Lord brings in your path." And like, "Well, I am glad I have spent with you, learning of this strange new world. I'm glad of this time I spent with you, learning of this strange new world." Jack Eagles, "Me too. But as you showed me from day one, it's the Lord's will be done, even if it's bending time and space to do it." "Yes, you are right." Jack Eagles, "No worries, man. When you get to the end of the road where you're to stay and do what you are to do, I'll be there shortly after, Lord willing. In the meantime, have a great church." In the meantime, I have a great church. In other words, in the town that he was from. Men like Cougars. "Very well. I shall be off. It has been great. I will see you then." And with that, Man like Cougar leaves Jack Eagles standing there, watching him walk away into the distance. Over the next several days, it turns into weeks, Man Like Cougar continues his trek southward and which takes him through the village of Nescancha, where he gets strange looks. He, however, waves and says, to all he sees. Along the way, he practices using his various abilities to get better with, and seeing some bad weather approaching, he lands on the road about 8 miles out of Nakina. This
I
is
don't
where
know these places. It's too Canadian.
yeah.
It scares me.
This is where we're going to start to get into a lot of book 2. Scene 13. Setting: an abandoned building on the northern edge of Nakina. Toxicode stands in front of a makeshift table with some form of weapon at his fingertips. Well, these new weapons of mine that can shoot a variety of toxic waste acids will fit perfectly into my new persona and should be lethal to any I shoot. Now, I'm all ready to take on the security at that new nuclear power plant in what was Geraldton. Better to test my power and my new weapons at this out-of-the-way place in Canada rather than some easily got to place back in the States. So I guess I'm saying he's from the States.
Uh-oh. It's one of us. One of us. One of us.
Back in the States. Not that crossing the border into Canada. It's that easy with the way I look. It may not be all that guarded, but it certainly doesn't make it easy to cross without one side or the other knowing about it. Guess I should get some sleep before I go and do this thing tomorrow. Toxical grabs a huge duffel bag and starts to put all his weapons in except one. He then zips it up and puts it next to the mattress to which he sits holding one weapon he didn't put away. He then proceeds to lay down and hold on to the weapon as he falls asleep. Scene 14. Setting: several hours after Toxical has fallen asleep in the abandoned building at the northern edge of Nakina, it is now storming out as man like Cougar, with mask on, approaches the northern edge of Nakina. Man like Cougar looking around as he approaches the quiet town of Nakina, seeing nothing happening. Cougar thinks to himself, things seem to be quiet around here. I guess not much happens in these small towns, so I guess I will keep moving southward. Suddenly, out of nowhere, the storm strikes a nearby building, almost instantly exploding it into a gulf of flames. Men like Cougar sees all this and thinks out loud. Although that building looks to be uninhabited, I should make sure. And with this, he runs over to the building, goes inside. Once inside, he sees the silhouette of someone staring at him from about 50 feet away. The silhouette then starts to walk towards him. Man like Cougar calls out, "Are you all right? Do you need any help?" To which the silhouette, becoming clearer, replies in a raised, unpleasant tone, "Go away, unless you want to feel my wrath. I don't want yours or anyone else's help."
Toxico.
To this,
See, I guess the silhouette.
Pardon?
I guess the silhouette.
Yeah. Starts
How's
eating
first?
popcorn. It says, to this, man like Cougar says, "I was just asking. I will leave you alone, as you asked." This just seems to get Toxico madder, and again, raising his voice more, replies, "Are you done bugging me? I said, get out of here now, or I'll fuck the life out of you." This begins to get man like Cougar think something is wrong. It seems this man does not really want me to be around, and there must be a reason. I need a reason to stick around, to keep an eye on this man for a little longer. And with that, man like Cougar blurts out, I am just going to put out this fire, and then I will leave this place. But this just completely enrages Toxico as he comes in full view of man like Cougar with his weapon targeting man like Cougar and screams, I said leave now. Upon seeing, pardon?
That's scary.
And of course, it'd be a lot
Scary
louder.
kids.
Yeah. Upon seeing this, man like Cougar looks at Toxico, almost horrified, and simply says, I do not think you want to do that. Toxico screams, and you don't want to dare tell me what I can or can't do. As he fires at man like Cougar, seeing the blast coming towards him, man like Cougar flies straight up, avoiding the shot. Toxico, seeing his first shot missing completely, re-aims at man like Cougar and fires again before he can notice the shot impacts on his chest, splattering all over the scene. Man like Cougar simply starts to wipe it away, and some stays on his fingertips, which he brings close to his nose. With getting a whiff, he turns his head and moves his hand away from his face, saying, What is this stuff? It smells worse than buffalo dung. All Toxico can say in seeing this is, Come down here and fight like a man. Sirens of fire engines then begin to fill the air. Man like Cougar arches backwards and grabs the sides of his head, the side of his head with his ears. In other words, he put his hand over what would be his ears, but on his costume, and exclaims, What is this weird? What is this weird, horrible noise? I can't even hear myself think, and it only seems to be getting louder. Well, with this, Toxico runs to his sleeping spot and grabs his duffel bag and runs out the back of the building. Switch to out of front of building. Fire trucks pulling up to the building. Firemen getting off and silencing sirens. Upon hooking up the hose to the firemen enter the building with hoses in hand and start to put out the fire. With this, man like Cougar lands on the ground and walks out of the building. As he does, a police car pulls up. Pan back to the building, showing a dwindling fire. The fireman comes running out and goes over to the fire chief and says, Hey chief, the fire's almost out. To which the fire chief replies, Well, go tell the detective over there. Son, he'll want to go in and investigate when it's safe. With that, the fireman makes his way over to the detective's car. Seeing him coming, the detective gets out of his car before the fireman can say the thing the detective says, Let me guess. The fire's almost out, and it'll be safe for me to go in soon. Well, till it is, I'll question Flag Boy over there. The detective walks over to man like Cougar and getting him to start in on a question. Pardon? Somebody say something?
Not me.
No, okay. Just okay. It starts man like Cougar and getting to him starts in on the questions. Detective. So what are you supposed to be? Some kind of superhero, Flag Boy? And a superhero? What is that? Detective. Come on, Flag Boy. Don't play stupid with me. Man like Cougar. I'm not playing anything. My name is Man Like Cougar, not Flag Boy. Detective starts to tap his foot in impatience. Detective. What kind of name is that for a superhero? Man like Cougar. What is a superhero? Detective. Forget that. What are you doing here? Man like Cougar. I was close by when lightning hit this building and fire started almost right away. I thought I could help. Detective. So did you see anyone around? Yes. There, and he was quite hurt looking. He was in the building but ran off when the horrid sound started. Detective. Horrid sound? Yes. It stopped shortly after those men started coming in the building. Detective. That must have been the sirens. I guess they make quite a horrible sound at that. So, this guy that ran off, was it when the both of you heard the sirens? Sirens? The sirens are the horrid sound. Ah, yes, he did. Detective, would you be willing to work? Damn, I'm doing Canadian Shield voice. Detective, would you be willing to work with one of our sketch artists so we could get a picture of what this guy looks like? I would not have problem with that. Except, I only got quick glance at his face before he took off. He was, however, really disfigured and didn't even look human in face. Detective. Yeah, well, probably won't be much help then. You say the lightning hit the building and then the fire started? Yes, I did. Well then, I'll say the fire was caused by the lightning strike. So you can be on your way. But this man, like Cougar, starts to walk away south. Scene 15. In a truck several miles outside of Makina, Toxico hitting the steering wheel with his fist. Darn it! I hope my gun was able to fry that wannabe superhero. Luckily, I'm quick on the draw, and I don't spook too easily. Otherwise, a guy in some walked-out costume flying could have done a number on me. Now, do I go through with this thing or not? Let me think about this. Cops didn't see me. Canadian flag man seemed a bit clueless. So I don't think he'll be much help to the cops if he survived. But sure, sure, as a bet, he couldn't describe a bug like this. Not that it would mean much. So I say I'm still a go for tomorrow. Just have to find a place to hold up until then. Scene 16. On the side of Highway 548 at about 12 miles north of Geraldton, men like Cougar walking along the side of the highway when Messenger appears in about 10 feet in front of him and just starts to talk. Greetings, man like Cougar. It is good to see you again. I have another message for you, and I am to send you on a mission. Without hesitation, man like Cougar replies, Messenger, my friend, please, this message, and inform me of the mission I am to go. Messenger, my friend, this message, inform me of the mission I am to go on. Messenger, since you battled that since you battled the guy in the building yesterday, he has reached a place called a nuclear power plant and is planning on destroying it. If he does, many innocent people will be hurt. And due to the prayers of the saints, God has decided to intervene using you. Man, is there anything you can tell that will help me defeat this man? Messenger. Well, his name was and is, although doesn't want to answer it, Samuel Ramsey. Since being changed to his present look, he has taken the name Toxico. His weapon shoots what is known as liquefied toxic waste, hence his new name, Man Like Cougar. Toxic waste? What is that? Messenger. Toxic waste is chemicals and other stuff that is harmful to the environment and people, and almost anything it comes in contact with. It comes from companies that have no need for excess stuff and byproducts that are made when making other things, and in all in all, it can be very dangerous stuff. You don't want it to get on your skin or your clothes, because it'll kill or cause injury you or whomever it comes in contact with. I do believe your suit you're wearing will protect you. Man Like Cougar, something else, if I might ask, has troubled me. And that is, where is my final destination to be? And will I ever return to my own tongue? Messenger, if you would permit me a moment to consult with him who knows all. Man Like Cougar, so be it. Messenger walks. Messenger walks off the road and looks up and speaks. Lord of all there is, and he who knows everything there is to know. What would you have me tell your servant? Messenger stands there in silence for a few moments, with his head bowed. After a few moments, he lifts his head and walks by to Man Like Cougar and proceeds to tell him the words given by God. Messenger, here is the word of the Lord concerning your present petitions. He says that your final destination is to be with him, and it matters not if you are traveling or in one place, as for if you are to return to your original time, it matters not, for if you are here or there, he is with you, and it is the moment you are in that matters, not where you will be. For let today take care of itself, and tomorrow when it comes. Falling to his knees, Man Like Cougar says aloud, for all you have said is true, and now I am at peace. From him I will draw strength. Man Like Cougar, or not man, Messenger. I might like to add that you remember he has never failed you and never will. Man Like Cougar, amen. So true. I will remember that as well. With that, Man Like Cougar gets to his feet. Now, with all that said, how am I to find this Toxico person? Messenger, I can either give you directions or I can transport you directly to him. Man Like Cougar, I would like the second option better, but how can you do that? Messenger, you forget, I am an angel of the Holy One, and he gifts his angels with many skills and abilities, one of which he has
and many more powers.
Yeah. Yes. One of which he has given to me is able to open portals which allow me or anyone traveling through it to travel from place to place almost instantaneously. Then do it for me, please. At this, Messenger opens a portal. Man Like Cougar pulls the mask over his head, and Messenger says, just walk through and you'll be there, and Godspeed. With that, Man Like Cougar walks over to the portal and walks through.
Hey, I've got to go.
You
Gotta
gotta
go now.
okay.
Yeah, I didn't go to sleep yesterday.
Uh,
Yeah, I got paid, and my cash went through finally. So I just spent all night buying stuff on Amazon and eBay, or at least looking for stuff to buy. I was like, "Ooh, I've got money. Now I've got to spend it." So
well, that looks good. What you did there.
yeah, I don't know if I need more people though. I was thinking about adding some more girls. I mean, women or stuff. But if it's a
Yeah.
small village, I guess it's like
I'm not sure how big the
finish
village.
this guy.
Well, and
Somebody
just
over
because
here.
there's just depending on how, even with the village, however big it is or not big, it only the people that would sit down would be the ones interested, right? So
Yeah,
so maybe not everybody's interested.
yeah. There's some guy over here with some pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, pots. You know, to put water.
Oh yeah, of course. She ain't token up.
Well,
Huh?
before you go, with what you
Yeah.
heard, well, I guess you too, Tim, and I guess Fitzjoseph, we still here.
Yeah.
What did you guys think
Yeah,
so far?
I like the backstory of Toxico. He is by far your best villain.
Yeah, well,
I'll
he's
fight
the only,
anybody.
he's the only one that you
I'll
know the
fight-
backstory of yet. So,
I'll fight anybody who says
I
differently.
don't really know all of his characters yet.
pardon it?
I can't really say best villain. I don't know all of his all of his characters yet, so I can't even say if he's the best villain or not.
I will fight anybody who says differently.
No, wait till you get to know
What about
more
the
of my
moose?
villains.
Oh, well, the moose is a future villain that Rick has yet to realize. That would be a good idea.
Okay, well, what do you think so far, Alpha?
I like how you brought all the stories together, to make one story.
Yeah,
I think it flows better when you have more elements weaving in between each other instead of so linear,
yeah,
like
That's
B
fine.
plots and stuff like that.
yeah. Well, as Canadian, as they get further in, the stories I think will be a lot better. Like, you've read or somewhat number 4 a
Sorry.
little bit. You got to admit, number 4 is a bit better from what you've read. Number 4 is a lot better than 1 or 2, maybe 3, right?
Oh, I never
Yes.
finished 2. I read 1,
Yeah, but I
but
mean,
I didn't read 2. I just skimmed through that one.
yeah. Okay, well, you haven't read. Well, actually, except for this last battle, you just heard most of 2. Except with
Yeah,
a
I
couple
think so.
extra scenes.
Cyber moose.
Moose. But yeah, I like 4. But I like character moments. That's
Yeah.
why I like 4.
Yeah, and there gets to
Not-
be a
not-
lot.
I like fighting too, but it's like I like him discovering the world and how he interacts with the modern world.
Yeah,
You know what?
and you're gonna
You
see.
know what?
Oh, sorry, Tim. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, for some reason, I was thinking of Quantum Leap when you were talking about you're trying to get home or wanting to get home.
But as you see,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Does it see? Go ahead.
Oh, it's just- But
Go ahead.
there's going to be definitely more character moments in the from 5 on, from 3 on, 4 on, whatever. Because I actually take over writing at 4 for sure.
You got a writing partner?
No, well, for 1 and 2, I give credit to somebody else. I did help a little bit, but I was trying to get a couple other people in on helping me do stuff for the comics, and well, they end up flaking on me eventually. And
Yeah.
but I was starting
So
to write
basically-
anyways.
I was gonna say, so basically, that messenger guy is pretty much like Al.
In a sense, yeah. But probably once Canadian Shield gets to Hamilton, you're probably not going to see Messenger anymore.
Oh,
I don't know.
Messenger. You suck.
Well, he's supposed to be. He's a guide, but he's also sort of a guide to the new realm. But also, Canadian Shield's going to get a, 4 or 5, other supporting cast members in between now and when he gets to Hamilton.
Right, because there's the flame and no drift.
No, I'm not talking those. Like in this one here, number 3 that I'm doing, we introduced John Sims, who is good. He's going to be in contact with him throughout his journey, and then John Sims is going to get transferred to Hamilton. And then there's going to be the guy that gives him a ride, driving him around everywhere. It's going to be a supporting cast member, and then we have somebody who teaches him about spiritual warfare, who's going to end up being a supporting cast member, and then that's 3, and I'm sure I'm going to have some others.
All those powers and no driver's license.
Hey,
Well, he has too many powers.
hey, there were no cars from where he is.
His powers don't
good.
prevent. His powers prevent him from driving.
Actually, he's huge. How would he fit in a vehicle?
You need a big vehicle
Convertible.
He could
Convertible.
get in the pickup trucks.
or a tank,
Pickup trucks.
a Jeep. One of the ones with no roof.
Cherokee. Chevy Tahoe.
The CS Mobile. It's like a giant tank. Like that tank car thing from Batman.
Cool.
It's like painted red and white.
Well, anyways, I guess I didn't get much done today. I got reading that script. That's my fault. I could have stopped, but
Well,
anything you want to promote, Alpha?
Play Hyper Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
Oh, of course, if you're going to talk to me.
Tim, anything you want to promote?
Yes, Melvin 0 through 3.
I do have the link.
Okay, one second, Fitzjoseph, and 2, you're roboting, so it's hard to hear you. I'm gonna let Tim promote, and then I'll let you. Okay, Fitzjoseph, Tim, anything you want to promote?
Yes, Melvin 0 through 3 on Amazon, and Zen Odysseus on Amazon, and also Walmart and Barnes and Noble.
Okay. Anything you want to promote, Fitzjoseph?
I guess
Fitzjoseph?
that's about it.
Okay. Fitzjoseph, anything you want to promote?
He's not responding.
Yes. It's my coffee. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Can you hear me?
A little bit. You're roboting a little, at least for me. Okay, well, I can hear you, just not good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Hello?
can. Yes. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
All right. Can
Yes. Can you hear me?
Can I hear me?
I say I want to put my coffee here.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, promote.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, I can hear you. Anyway, I want my coffee again. You already know this. I can't hear.
Oh, you have
I
a
can't hear
coffee
you
account?
now. No. I'm sure comes you chat.
I will put it. In...
My just because I yes. I knows that. He put in videos. Was I realized clicking on it.
There, I just put it in the chat for you. It shows up.
Yeah. But goodbye, everybody.
Okay, later. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Thanks everybody for coming on the panel. Thanks everybody in the chat for coming by. It's been great having you all here. I'm going over to Hero Shack. Maybe see some of you there. Okay. Bye. God bless. Have a great night.
Keep your head on a swivel.
See you tomorrow
Get
night
back.
for
Watch your six.
the silhouette game.
Great.
Great.
In which I'll try to dominate, but probably fail.
Yes, it's fighting characters.
Ooh, I love that. That's like the thing I do.